All right, what's going on, everybody? So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you 15 different YouTube video ideas. So no matter what industry or profession you're in, these videos can be applicable to you. And they're not very difficult to create either. And I came up with this list just based on, number one, research to see which types of videos do the best, as well as my own personal experience with having published probably almost 200 different videos and seeing which ones do the best. So you would be smart to basically just model me, copy me, but for your own industry, obviously. So let's get into it. All right, number one would be a day in the life video. So I made a video a little while ago, a day in the life of a real estate investor. And that was basically just me going around my day-to-day activities, answering calls, running comps, going to the office, looking at properties, driving around, meeting with an investor, pretty simple, straightforward stuff. And you could do the same exact thing with whatever industry or whatever it is that you do. People find that type of thing interesting. So that would be a great first idea if you're trying to build a YouTube channel. That would be one of the first videos that I would do. And keep in mind with these videos, you can always do another one. So I might do another day in the life of a real estate video just to make it, because I'm sure I could improve on different things with it. So don't be afraid if it's not the most high quality or professional. You can just do it yourself. You can just have your own camera, have a selfie stick, or just do some normal video shots. Or for the video, you could have a friend or associate that you pay a few $100 or whatever it is that you want to pay them, kind of follow you around so you can talk to the camera and talk about what you're doing and what's going through your head and what you're doing next and what your typical day looks like, that type of thing. So it's a pretty straightforward video to do. All right, the next type of video would be how much do blank make? So whatever profession, chiropractor, real estate, dentist, whatever it is that you do, you can talk about how much people make in your profession. That is very interesting to a lot of people. Everyone wants to know how much different people make. And be realistic, give actual numbers. I made a video about how much do house flippers make, and that video gets a lot of engagement, a lot of likes, a lot of comments. It gives a lot of value. There's a lot of hype in the real estate industry, obviously, so some people think, house flipping is a scam, nobody makes any money, or some people say, house flippers make millions and millions of dollars and live in mansions. And I guess technically it could be a little bit of both, but in my video, how much do house flippers make, I broke down exact numbers, real numbers that I see on a day-to-day basis. Okay, video number 3 would be mistakes. So you could do mistakes for any industry you're in, like the top 10 mistakes that you see people make in your industry. And that could be a pretty easy video. You could give examples, you can give stories of actual mistakes as opposed to just listing the mistakes. People always love to hear stories. So when in doubt, just give a lot of stories of bad mistakes that you see people make, and that can be very valuable to a lot of people. You can show that to clients, like top 10 mistakes real estate agents make, top 10 mistakes doctors make. That could build a lot of value and build a lot of trust with your clients. All right, video number 4 would be an introduction video. So that would just be a simple 2 or 3 minute video where you talk a little bit about what you do, who you are, maybe how long you've been in business, the types of services you provide, what locations you service, that type of thing. It could only be 60 seconds, honestly, or it could be a little bit longer. It's completely up to you, and that could be on your main YouTube page or even your main website, basically just describing who you are and more about you. And video is great because it just conveys another level of trust. So if there's 2 websites and everything is the same, but one person has a video kind of talking a little bit more about what they provide, I think someone's probably going to connect more with the video, so long as your video is reasonable and somewhat edited and everything like that. Okay, number 5 would be an office tour, or you could do a house tour, a home tour. So office tours are really cool. It could just be 5-10 minute video where maybe you start outside and you just kind of walk through the office, maybe introduce some people to your audience, and you talk about how long you've been in the office, and just here's where we do this, here's where we do that, and just take people through the office. I mean, it could be a very straightforward video, but you're building your content, and this is something that people find interesting. And the same thing is true if you have a really cool house or really cool setup. I've seen a lot of people, they might have a penthouse with a really nice view and some modern condo building, and I've seen those types of videos to do very well. Or even if you have a crappy apartment, you could still do a home tour or an office tour. People like to see that, and it's not all just Lamborghinis and mansions on YouTube. There's actually, like real people trying to make it. So you can do that video as well. Okay, number 6 would be a behind the scenes video. So that could just be, just like it says, behind the scenes. So for example, if you're like a real estate agent, maybe behind the scenes would be, running comps, running numbers, taking phone calls, maybe late at night or early in the morning, or dropping off and preparing different documents and different things like that. You get the idea. There's a lot of possibilities with behind the scenes videos. And with all of these videos, a good idea would just be to look on YouTube to see what other people are doing, because that will give you a lot of good ideas. If you just type in behind the scenes on YouTube, you could probably get some really good ideas for what type of video and what you want in your video, what you don't want in your video. And people like that type of stuff. It's more interesting and more dynamic than just a standard video that you see a lot of people doing. All right, number 7 would be how-to videos. And honestly, with how-to, this could be an entire series. You could have 50 or even 100 videos of how-to, because it's such a broad thing. So you could do how to do this. For real estate investing, for example, I could say how to flip a house, how to find a good deal, how to avoid losing money, how to find partners to work with. There's an endless amount of ideas. So a how-to series would be a good idea for you to start. And with that, you could just start with the most basic questions, and then you could work your way up to more in-depth, advanced questions, and you could really build on that. Because with YouTube videos, you always want to have like a series. That's a big internet marketing thing. You never just want to have like one of anything, because someone watches one video, they might want to see several others that are similar. And it's the same with selling products and things like that. If they purchase one product, the chances are there's a good likelihood they might want to purchase a similar product. Okay, number 8, and this is my favorite type of video to create, because I actually get the most views of this type of video than any other type of video, and that's review videos. So if you make a review of a product or service that you've used, those videos get a lot of hits, and you can even create affiliate links within those review videos. So if your product or service allows affiliate links, you can do a whole 10-15 minute review of the product or service, and then you can say, hey, also I'm an affiliate for this product or service, so if you want to check it out, subscribe using my affiliate link, and you can actually get a commission for each sale. So I have about, maybe 10 or 15 different review videos, and those all just get tons and tons of hits. So I'm sure there's a product or service that you've used personally, or maybe even better yet, do like 2 or 3 products or services that you've used personally, and do a video review of them. Okay, number 9 would be whiteboard animated videos. So there's lots of whiteboard animation services where it's just like doodles and like kind of like cartoons. And I actually haven't done this type of video, but I'm going to very, very shortly. And I see a lot of people have success with this, and I see a lot of people marketing this type of service. So I figured I'd include this in the list. And what you can do with this video is basically just explain something, explain how it works. You can explain how real estate investing works, and you can have like the little cartoon, finds the deal, then he funds the deal, then he sells the deal. And you'd make it a little bit more in-depth than that, but in a nutshell, there's lots of these like template type of videos, so they're very easy to create, and there's lots of companies that offer that type of service. Okay, number 10 would be frequently asked questions videos. So every product or service, there's probably hundreds of frequently asked questions. You should probably narrow it down to, let's say, like the top 10 frequently asked questions about this, about that. So that's pretty easy to do. You could look around, make a list of the top 10 questions, answer those questions, give some examples, give some stories, ask people. You can even say, hey, if you have any additional questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them. And those types of videos can add a lot of value. Okay, so number 11 would be myths about your product or service. So obviously in any industry, especially real estate and marketing, there's so many myths out there. There's so many crazy things that people believe. So that one's, for my industry, it's actually a fairly easy video to do. And I'm sure your industry, there's tons of myths. There's tons of bad information out there. So make a list of top 5, top 10 myths, dispel them, give some stories, give some examples. Those types of videos can add a lot of value. Number 12, the testimonial video. So if you have a client that is just super excited and just loved your product or service, just ask them for a video testimonial. Say, look, it can just be like 30 seconds. Just say, hey, this is so-and-so. I just used your product or service. It was great. I was using this service and then I used that one. Just get them to say, a brief, 30-second clip of how they enjoyed using your product or service. And the testimonial video can be very powerful because you can get, I know some people that have like literally hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands at this point, of testimonial videos. So instead of doing all this crazy marketing and stuff like that, their entire marketing is literally just like 1,000 testimonial videos. And that's very powerful because you can say whatever it is that you want about your product or service, how it's amazing. But if you have a whole army of people behind you, of satisfied customers, that's going to be a lot more powerful and a lot more believable. All right, next up we have a PowerPoint video. If you have a PowerPoint presentation, you can turn that into a YouTube video. You can record that video. And that actually leads me into my next one, screencasting. So there's a service, Screen-O-Matic. There's plenty of screencasting services out there. But basically you can record your screen. So whether it's for a PowerPoint or it could just be like a tutorial type of video where you actually need to show actual computer screen what it is you're doing. So for example, I have some PowerPoint videos. I also have a video where I run comps. I show exactly how I run comps. And I'm not just talking about running comps. I'm like, look, here's the map radius that I do and people can see my screen, and here's the top 3 or 4 comps that I'm using. They can see the comps. And here's how I come up with my numbers. And it's just them looking at my same screen. So you can do the same thing for your own industry. All right, so lastly, we have response videos. So you can do a response video to a controversial event that happened or a big news event that happened. You can do a response video to another person's video. You can do a response video really to any number of things. Now you do have to be careful. You don't want to cross the line and go too extreme with this, because if you say something that's super offensive, especially in this day and age, you never know what can happen. So with response videos, you have to be careful. But if you're giving an honest, truthful, respectful response to somebody, those videos definitely do very well. All right, so thanks for watching this video on 15 different YouTube video ideas. And tell me which ones you're going to create yourself. And if you have any questions, definitely drop them in the comment section below. And please like, please share, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye.